What's up, guys, and welcome to another Hungover podcast, the topical podcast where we take you through everything you need to know about what's going on in our lives. Yvonne, I'm one of your hosts, Julien. Who are you?
Thank you for introducing yourself to me.
You're welcome.
We are professional podcasters.
Yes, that's what we do for a living. Please sponsor us because we can do this. We got this. But yeah, Yvonne, you can find this podcast everywhere from iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play to YouTube. And today we're taking, a day off from Twitch. We usually live stream it, but it is unbearably hot, and we do not want to have to deal with all the production values, as you can see.
It is, in fact, balls hot today. It is 93 in my apartment.
Inside, it is.
Which means that in the room I'm in, it's probably 95 to 97.
Holy shit.
Which is why the only thing that I need to wear today is the Russian flag.
Yes, of course. We're recording this on July 1st, a day that will live in Russian fans of soccer's lives as a fantastic
For the rest
day.
of our lives,
Rest
we
of your
shall
lives.
remember this day.
Yes.
It will almost be as important as, 1945.
Well, we don't need to talk about the Germans in Russia because they're
No, they're
out.
gone.
I know,
We
they're
kicked them
finally out. But Yvonne,
Arrivederci, Germans.
because we are dripping in sweat, we didn't really have the effort to come up with a topic. So we're just gonna put this one out.
Have heat stroke if we were here for that long.
Yeah,
So
we
we're gonna
can't
make this a
record
short and sweet
for an
pod,
hour,
Go over
yeah.
the stuff that interested us this week,
Mhm.
and then get the F out of here.
Yeah.
And enjoy your 4th of July. Party hard. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go party hard in
for all
Buffalo
our-
again,
our
like I did
Americans.
last year. Hopefully this year I also fall into the lake.
Luckily, there's no World Cup matches on July 4th, which is awesome for us, so that way we can fully commit to the parties that are going on and shotgun those beers. Yvonne,
Yo,
what sort of media have you been consuming this week, and what'd you drink last night?
I have had so much alcohol in the past few days. It's very hard
To remember any of it. Oh,
So here's the thing. I went to my local Aldi's.
cool.
I saw that they had this. I want to get grapefruit because I wanted to continue making those sparkling Greyhounds, grapefruit juice, sparkling soda, and gin with a hint of lime. No
Sounds
grapefruit juice
delicious.
to be had, sir.
That sucks.
So I was settled. I was like, okay, fine. I'll just have Ruski standards until we find something.
What
As
a
I'm
horrible
walking
thing.
out, I see this thing that says grapefruit and hops.
Whoa.
I'm like, grapefruit, I love grapefruit. Hops, I love hops. Beer is made out of hops. What
Yeah.
could be better?
What?
I get home only to discover it's cream soda with grapefruit and hops flavoring,
That's
which makes it
interesting.
the worst beverage I've ever had.
Is that what
And
you
I
were having yesterday?
discovered this after opening the first bottle.
Why
So
is
I
that
couldn't even
made?
take it back.
Ugh. That's
Yeah,
like
so
ugh.
I've been working through that.
Gross.
And the thing about drinking that is that you have to get pretty drunk before you have that so that you can, reduce the cost of the taste.
gross. That sounds
So,
horrible.
yeah. So I did have a rosé cava last night. That
Uh-huh.
was pretty good from Poema. That's the standard cava,
Nice.
like cheaper end cava stuff. I also have a Pinot Noir rosé from Matua that I'm going to enjoy sometime this week to relieve the heat.
Can't
It's a
complain.
pretty good, refreshing
Sounds good.
beverage. Otherwise, I'm looking through the local Regal that I have, and I'm seeing that I've seen almost every movie that's been in theaters.
You're awesome. That's good. That's really good. Someone's
So
gotta
there's
watch
this
these movies.
Sanju movie, which is a foreign movie, probably like a Bollywood movie.
Uh-huh.
Then there's Sicario 2, Sicario
Yeah.
Day of the Soldado, which I'm going to probably see tonight at 10.
Cool.
Uncle Drew just came out this weekend too, so I haven't seen those. But I just checked out Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom during the week. Laura dragged me to go see it because I didn't want to.
Interesting. Interesting.
And so we saw it in IMAX, not 3D,
Whoa,
just plain old
good
IMAX.
moves.
And it was okay.
All right.
I didn't like it almost at all. I was so bored.
Yeah,
I was so bored, Julian.
It seems like this movie's gonna come and go, and that's gonna be it. And I don't think it's gonna be winning any Oscars at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. That is disappointing. But has there been a good Jurassic Park movie since the first one? I ask you that.
No, not really.
So then it's not. It's disappointing,
Surprising.
but it's not surprising.
Right. I had high hopes. Chris Pratt is great.
I do like
I
Chris
think
Pratt.
the world is interesting.
Yeah.
I like that they've attempted to come back to... So Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is kind of a blend of the second Jurassic Park novel. Written by Michael Crichton.
Yep.
So it blends some of the storylines of that with some new stuff because they already explored those storylines in the second Jurassic Park movie.
Okay.
But anyway, in any case, they have a little girl in the movie who plays a big role.
Whoa, that's big. That's good.
Yeah. There's, James Cromwell, who's one of those...
Whoa.
Oh, it's that guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guys. So, yeah, I think the story is bad. The writing is poor. It's super derivative. The action isn't great, but it looks amazing. It actually really... Like, I was looking at the dinosaurs. For the most part, the dinosaurs look really, really good.
Yeah, jeez.
So...
Well, crap. That's awesome.
So in general, that's what I did. I've also been delving deeper and deeper into Skyrim and watching a lot of the World Cup.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, for me, I picked up a new Nintendo Switch game because they just keep coming out. There's a game called Luminous Remastered. Luminous is a puzzle game that came out on the PSP originally, and it's made by the director of the game made Rez and is going to be making Tetris Effect that's coming out on the PS4 eventually, I think in the fall. So this guy makes really visually stimulating puzzle games that have really cool techno music. This game, I think, I was surprised that I would like it so much. I'm absolutely addicted to this game. I didn't think they could do Tetris in a better way. I thought Tetris was the best puzzle game, but I think this game might beat Tetris. This is a really fun game. The concept is pretty much similar. It's sort of like if Tetris and DDR were a game, had a game together, and they made Lumines. So basically, there's each block is 4 blocks in a square, and there's 2 different colors. And the idea is to line up 4 of the same color, like Tetris, but it has to be a square instead of a line.
Okay.
So
kind of like a 4-color match.
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. But it has to be a square. So and then you can link more of them to as long as it's all linked by a square. There can be multiple blocks that you clear at the same time, and they become cleared to the beat of the song. So there's this line that goes across the screen, the entire board, that will clear blocks that have been set together. So you set them together and they won't get cleared until that line goes across it. So you can feel free to try to maximize your score based off of when you connect them together. So it definitely encourages really fast gameplay, but it's also incredibly mesmerizing because after each level you go up, you're trying to level up by score to get to level 100, and each 10 levels there's a complete palette swap, and so all the blocks look like they change colors, and it's still just 2 different colors, but complete palette swap. The song changes and the beat goes a little faster, and I think it's a really fun game. Worth picking up if you are into puzzle games at all and have a Nintendo Switch, but it's also on PS4 and I believe Xbox One right now.
How does it measure up against Super Puzzle Turbo 2?
The
Fighter?
Super Street Fighter Puzzle
Turbo
Fighter,
2.
I think?
Yeah.
That game was pretty fun, actually. I would say it's just as fast paced, and there's a fighting mode where you play against each other, and there's leaderboards. I think this game's better, even though I think the sound mixing in the PS3 edition of that game was really bad, of the puzzle fighter. It was oddly loud. I remember every time I wanted to play it, or every time I had to pass over the puzzle fighter icon, and then they would just play the sound of the game, it would just be way too loud. I'm like, no, stop. I don't want to play. But I like that game a lot. But
it was just to remind you it was still there.
I still have it on my PS3. Don't worry. I need to play that game more, I guess. But I would definitely pick this game up. It's not a full price game, so it's still worth it though, I think. Definitely the most fun I've had playing a puzzle game in a very long time. What else have I been playing, you ask? I played some Tekken 7 last night, really drunk on stream. That was great, and I ended it with a really good win. I was super happy, hype out of my mind. But dude, I'm not. It was just as hot last night, as you know, as it is now. And holy crap, I was sweating so much on stream. I should not have streamed. Like literally dripping sweat. I shouldn't say this. I didn't have my pants on stream, and literally dripping sweat. That's bad. It's getting way too hot out, guys. Stay cool, stay hydrated. If you're in the northeast of America,
this is why I have Gloria Steinem.
Yeah. Of course, in California, I think there's another wildfire going on, so stay safe out there, guys. But yesterday, I also went to a barbecue. I heard you were BBQing.
I did. I BBQ'd.
Yeah. I went to a BBQ for a housewarming party for my friend, and we were making some cool drinks. She got some tamarind. I don't know if you've ever had it's sort of like a pod thing.
Yeah.
And so what you can do with that,
you can make a soda out of it. We've had tamarind soda. We used to when we went to Wegmans. We used to buy a Goya soda, and we each bought the tamarind kind, and we didn't finish it.
Well, I'll tell you, this one, you soak the pods in some water, and then you squeeze out all the beans or their seeds, and then you discard those, and then you blend all of that. And then you've got a nice tamarind juice there. So, and you can strain it too. Nice. So we did that with tequila, and that was pretty good. We also had hibiscus extract, or they made some hibiscus juice by soaking hibiscus flowers in water. And then we did that with tequila, but also with some watermelon juice. That was a pretty good, refreshing drink as well. I like that. I got pretty drunk last night. I also had soju with the hibiscus and watermelon. That was also good. But you should just do vodka.
Sounds like a great night.
Yeah, it was outside. All the friends were there. It's a good time. But of course, I watched the World Cup today. Very exciting day for Russia, my friend.
Yes.
You want to tell us about it?
We did it.
You guys did it.
Молодцы! Молодцы! Молодцы!
Against a very tough team that, a lot of critics would probably have said that Russia was not going to win that game, my friend.
Yeah, most people said that Russia, not even critics, just casual fans
just people
were telling me, well,
Spain is
you
a pretty
made it
tough
out
team.
of the group. Good job. I believed.
Well,
my dad believed. My dad went insane afterwards. I of course called my dad after we won because he's the person I talk most about soccer with.
Right.
And he was just yelling. I thought he was in a bar. He was
yelling
at my mom's house. He's just the guy yelling. He's like, I can't hear you. I'm yelling too loudly.
Well, I'll tell you, the parties are not going to stop in Moscow tonight. They're going to be crazy. And I honestly think Russia has a really clear-cut goal to the finals now, because they beat a very difficult team in the first round of the knockout round, and they're going up against Croatia next week, I believe, or
who looked
on
Friday today.
Friday or Saturday of this week. I'm not sure. So that's going to be exciting to watch. And I really think
Saturday.
if they can beat them, they might win it. You never know. We'll see who comes out from the Mexico-Brazil game, as well as the Japan-Belgium game. And then there's England playing too as well. So
this is the first time a Russian team has made it since the 70s when it was a Soviet team. Today, we played a very defensive counterattacking game. Our goal was, at some point, just to bring it to PKs, just outlast the Spanish. Spain is a team that has a lot of talent, but not as much as they have superstars on their team. They are lacking a little bit of that incisive creativity that they had in 2010. So they don't have full strength in Iniesta. He came off the bench today. They don't have a player like Xavi with his just intense creativity. So I thought Spain, although they possessed the ball they had 700 more passes completed than Russia or whatever at some point, and probably more by the end of the game, they were doing nothing with those passes. Almost all of the incisive passes that were read, Russia ended up winning a bunch of its one-on-ones defensively. Mario Fernandes was on fire. Ignashevich, who is almost 39, played out of his mind. He turned 39 in the middle of July. He actually came out of retirement to fill in. Fill in for an injury in center back.
Well, I guess thankfully.
So for a Russian side that doesn't have the names or the skill, we played well as a team. Zuba allowed the team to, really be able to relax. I think when Smolov came on, everything got super contracted, super tight, and it became a lot harder to play. But with Zuba, because he's huge, he's like 6'4".
Yeah.
So he can hold the ball and hold it up, and they can win those balls in the air. So I think that this Russian team has an ability to take pressure, play very disciplined soccer, which they haven't been able to play in a long time, and dish out counterattacks. And we were able to, get that penalty against Spain and then win in penalty kicks with Akinfeev saving two. The crazy penalty shootout was in Croatia-Denmark, which also ended in penalties. And there were like 6 penalties saved across the entire match between the penalty shootout and Luka Modric missing his penalty earlier in the game.
That was devastating for the Croatian side, even though they came out on top anyways. I'll tell you, though, I turned on the TV a little too late. I missed the first minute of the game, and they scored. Denmark scored. And then Croatia came immediately back, and then I'm just sitting here sweating balls, because it's so hot. And I just sort of pretty much had a heat stroke and passed out for the rest of the game, and woke up with that penalty that was saved. And then I started watching the penalties. So I didn't really miss any of the match. I saw the exciting parts except for that goal in the first minute.
You and Laura did the exact same thing. She watched the first 5 minutes, fell asleep, and woke up and saw the end.
An exciting game, I swear. But yeah, it's fun.
Croatia had like 16 opportunities to score throughout the match. They could have put it away so many different times. Denmark did look threatening a couple times, but nowhere close to the Croatian side. This Croatian side was one of the better teams, but apparently they struggled somewhat against this stout Danish defense. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited for the Brazil-Mexico game.
That's going to be a great
that comes out when this podcast comes out. So yeah.
And I hope Japan goes far, all right? I hope they do it. They're probably going to lose their game, but I really like the Mexican team this year, and I hope they do well. So
Viva Mexico.
Until it comes to playing Russia, then I'd rather Russia win. But Yvonne, thanks so much for doing this podcast with me. We apologize for not having a set topic for this podcast, but we will come back next week with a topic of our choosing, obviously.
Stronger than ever, rejuvenated after the July 4th break.
Thank you
I
hope
much, guys.
Everyone enjoys July 4th if you're in America, and if not, I hope you guys enjoy the World Cup going on. We'll catch you guys next week. Wait, Yvonne, we end our podcasts every single week in a song in a segment called Hungover Radio. This is where you can send in your music to the email address gaminghungover@gmail.com. Yeah, Yvonne, I've got a song for you just in honor of the greatest nation on the planet, Russia. We've got the Russian national anthem playing right now. I hope you guys enjoy it. And, let's enjoy the rest of the World Cup. Goodbye.
Bye.